Hi, my name is BC Hoffman.
And I'm Lalita Lopansri.
And this is Recipe Wars. Today we are doing Chicken Parmesan. Woo!
Chicken Parm.
Chicken Parm. So this is great. I'm actually doing a Giada de Laurentiis recipe for chicken parm.
Parmesan is an Italian-American classic. Chicken cutlets seasoned with lots of fresh herbs, bathed in marinara sauce and cheese. My chicken Parmesan is lighter and easier to make than any you've had before.
I'm Emeril Lagasse.
Hi, Emeril Lagasse, and today I'm showing you how to make some great chicken dishes. I'm gonna start off with a classic chicken Parmesan. Oh, one of my family's favorites.
That being said, let's get this recipe war started. And I'm going to turn on my burner, and while that's going on, I'm just gonna basically get my oil heated up in my pan so that way I can get my cutlets cooking. And before that goes on, I'm just gonna take my herbs. So I've got some fresh herbs going right here. I've got some thyme, some rosemary, and chopped parsley. It's 1 teaspoon of each. They're gonna go in a bowl. Boom, boom, and boom. And I've got my olive oil. Now in the recipe, Giada calls for 3 tablespoons. However, in the video, she uses a lot more. And having made this already, I will tell you this much. It's definitely more than 3 tablespoons if you want to get a nice coating on all of your cutlets.
So both of our recipes, we make a tomato sauce. And what Emeril does is he takes Romanito tomatoes, which are smaller Roma tomatoes, but not really a grape tomato, but they have a sweetness of a grape tomato. But here we're just using Roma tomatoes. We took out the core, roasted it in the oven until they were nice and caramelized. They shrivel up, really intensify all that flavor, and put a lot of garlic in there.
Garlic!
A lot of garlic. And I'm just gonna blend this up with my hand blender. Some oregano and olive oil, salt, and pepper.
What you gotta do is you gotta put some garlic in.
Garlic.
Garlic in. So I've got my herbs going, I've got my olive oil, I've got my salt and my pepper, and I'm ready to coat these bad boys right here with my basting brush. Today we're gonna paint our chicken. We're gonna put a little tree right here. I'm just gonna take the chicken with the oil and the herbs, and make sure you get both sides.
So I put kind of a lot of salt in my tomato sauce because tomatoes are really acidic, and the salt just really brings it out that much more in my tomato sauce. So I'm gonna do my typical breading procedure, which is flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. I'm gonna make a little egg wash with my egg and some milk.
Egg wash? Are you gonna bathe in it? What's the egg wash?
Eggs and milk, were you not listening to me?
Oh.
So I noticed that my tomato sauce was a little bit thick, so I just added a little bit of water and re-seasoned it a little bit. And now I'm gonna start with my breading procedure. So I took my eggs, mixed it with some milk, and this is gonna help bind my breading to my chicken. So Emeril sells this Emeril essence, which is called Bayou Blast, which is made from paprika, cayenne, oregano, thyme, salt, and pepper.
Bam!
So yeah, so I'm using herbs and seasoning. Yours are using fresh. So we'll see how it goes.
And you know what? I have no problem against dry herbs. In fact, I love dry herbs. I make my own dry herbs at home. I've got actually a rosemary plant, and I've got lavender and oregano, whatever. Dry them, make them yourself. So much better than buying store-bought. It's an easy thing. Don't do it.
So first I put my chicken in my flour and now my egg. And I like to use one wet hand and one dry hand so I don't get clumpy fingers. Or you can use a fork if you're not as daring with your hands, whatever's up to you. And I just want to pat that nice coating in and then set it aside until I'm finished.
Boom. I'm smoking, so I'm throwing those in. You're just gonna get these nice and sauteed. Throw my garlic in, get that nice and sweated out, sauna style.
So your tomato sauce has got nice aromatics in there, which I'm a little jealous of, but.
Yeah, you know. I'm used to people being jealous of my tomato sauce. So I just added some celery. I've got that going. I'm gonna throw in my carrots and my 2 bay leaves that I have right there. Throw that in. This is gonna take about 10 minutes. You just want it to get nice and soft. And after that, I'm gonna throw in my tomatoes and my basil. And then I'm gonna puree everything after I take out the bay leaves, and we'll be ready to get this thing going. So I am now going to add in my tomatoes. I've just sauteed these till they're almost getting brown. Throw in my tomatoes. It will splash a little, so if you're wearing a white shirt, be aware. Have a change. And I'm gonna throw in my basil. And then Giada actually throws in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter.
So I'm gonna start just searing my chicken in my cast iron pan. A little bit of olive oil in there, wait for it to get smoking. And I'm just gonna sear it because it's gonna finish in the oven. So I'm just gonna wait till it gets brown on one side, flip it over, and then put it back on my pan. In the meantime, I'm just gonna chiffonade my basil, which is gonna be my garnish for later.
What's chiffonade?
What is a chiffonade, you ask? It's basically just taking your herbs and taking your knife and slicing it really, really fine and really thin. And you get these beautiful shreds of herbs.
And I'm actually going to take my sauce and I'm going to throw it in my bowl and then get this bad boy blended. So that way I can start working on my chicken as you are doing. Will splash, again, white shirt, tomato sauce, bad combination. Again, quick, easy, simple. And I already threw a little salt and pepper in, but by all means, taste as you're blending so that way you can tell whether or not it needs more seasoning.
So I got a nice brown on my chicken, and I'm just gonna remove it and put it onto my baking sheet. So I've just seared my chicken until it was brown, and now I'm just gonna put my tomato sauce over my chicken.
So I've got my heat going on my pan right now, and I'm just gonna add a little oil right there.
So I'm just gonna top mine off with smoked mozzarella. You wanna smell that?
I smell it all right with my mouth.
I don't wanna overload it with too much cheese, otherwise it's gonna be like chicken with my cheese, not chicken Parmesan. And then my last cheese I'm gonna use is some Parmesan. And then I'm gonna bake it at 500 degrees, just until my chicken is done.
That's the sound you want, right there. And since these are thin, it'll be a quick cook. You're gonna cook this for about 5 minutes, say about 2 minutes on each side, give or take. And then once that's done, we're gonna layer it, put it on our baking sheet, and throw it in the oven. And it's only gonna take about 5 minutes in the oven. So my chicken's nice and just lightly golden brown. And I'm going to now take my sauce, and I'm gonna throw that on top. So the saucier the better, hands down. This is chicken parm, do it up. So now I'm ready. I've got some mozzarella and some Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna sprinkle that on top. And now I'm ready to throw this into the oven.
So my chicken came out of the oven. The cheese is nice and oozy and melted. I could smell the smoked mozzarella.
That being said, I think we're ready to slice these bad boys and taste test them. Yeah, that looks good. And I'm ready to taste test this bad boy.
I think me too.
But I got the pasta with mine. Question is, Emeril's or Giada's? Breaded or non?
Let's try mine first.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm going in.
There's a lot of flavor in there. I feel like the smoked mozzarella might be a little bit too overpowering.
Just slightly. But I do like the spin on that. Because usually you're used to having it without the smoked mozzarella flavor. And the flavors really complement each other. You've got the smokiness, you've got the acidity, but at the same time, you've got the cheesiness. The chiffonade on top is really nice.
And I really
there's a little bit of spice and garlic in there too.
It's the essence of Emeril in there.
Oh, that's where you come in, Emeril. You snuck right in with your essence. Yeah.
My tomato sauce is pretty garlicky.
Yeah. No, it's a good twist on
It's definitely Emeril.
on a classic Italian American chicken parm. Let's go in for Giadas.
I'm gonna get a little centerpiece.
I'm gonna say, I'm just going for the chicken. It's all about the chicken. The pasta is a nice addition. I like it. I like where your head's at, Giada, but I'm going in for the chicken.
I think after eating mine first, this one is
Bland?
bland.
I mean, it's not bland.
It's just not as...
It's not as like in your face.
Yeah.
Emeril is just like, BAM! That's right, I came right at you viewers. I think, and the other thing, I do like the healthier version, but this is chicken parm, you know? This is American. We like our chicken fried and unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think I win.
Yeah, there's no contest here. This is an award.
Yeah.
This is a white flag. I've
A
given
lot
up.
more flavorful than Giada's Italian,
Man,
American.
Lalita's
classic.
back and she beats me. Dang. So that being said, Giada di Laurentiis is good. It's just not as good as Emeril's. I think Giada does more of like a healthy Italian version, and Emeril does more of a American.
The safe version.
Yeah. And Emeril Lagasse is the winner. That being said, my name is BC Hoffman.
And my name's Lalita Lopansri.
This has been Recipe Wars. Please subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You keep watching, we'll keep cooking.